Hello, beautiful people. Merry Christmas and welcome back to Matters of the Mind, the show where we face life's emotional roller coasters with curiosity, compassion, and occasionally snacks. Today we're diving into the post-Christmas blues, that weird emotional hangover where we go from fa la 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 to la 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 la, what is my life about, in approximately 12 hours. We'll talk about why it happens, what research says about it, how we can shake it off, and we'll end with a listener Q&A that includes a highly relatable meltdown involving an inflatable Santa. So let's get started. So why do we feel down after the holidays? Well, research in psychology has shown that the brain loves anticipation, sometimes even more than the actual event. I can relate to that. Which explains why planning Christmas is magical, but sweeping up tinsel on the 28th feels like the end of a tragic romance. There's also routine disruption, which basically means your brain is confused. It's been fed cookies and chaos for weeks, and now you're offering it structure. The social shifts, so 1 minute you're surrounded by people, the next you're Googling, are leftovers an acceptable dinner for adults? And finally, light levels. Winter darkness can lower serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Thanks, Earth tilt. And then there's the simple fact that holidays are a lot, even the fun parts, especially the fun parts. So what can we do? Well, there are a few things that we can do. Firstly, ease back into things, don't snap back. In other words, going from holiday mode to I must reinvent my entire life by January the 1st is a big emotional whiplash. Take small steps. Pretend you're a laptop in low power mode. Also, create a new mini event. Your brain needs something to look forward to, a plan. So plan a January celebration of nothing in particular, a leftover appreciation night, or a pajamas until noon festival. They all work. You could also declutter slowly, and with snacks of course. Psychologists say that tactile tasks can improve mood. Translation: putting ornaments away counts as therapy. Bonus points if you treat yourself to a chocolate between boxes. That's the very scientific part. Also, I know I've said this in previous episodes, move your body gently. Movements boosts dopamine and serotonin, but no need to sprint into 2026 like you're auditioning for a fitness commercial. A simple walk or stretch is enough. If you have a dog, great. If not, borrow your neighbour's dog. Dogs don't ask questions. Also, another thing I mention regularly, stay connected to humans. Even one message can pull you out of a slump. Text a friend something simple like, hey, I miss your face, or do you also feel like 90% tinsel and 10% existential dread? And finally, rest without guilt. Rest is recovery, not weakness. Remember, bears hibernate for months. If they can nap until March, you can definitely take a slow morning. Studies on post-holiday mood dips show that people often feel down because the holiday season provides structure, novelty, social contact, and sensory stimulation all at once. Take that away, and your brain is like, hello, where are my lights, my treats, my jingles? One study even found that happiness spikes in the days leading up to the holidays, then drops back to baseline right after. So, if you feel you're not alone. So basically, you're a normal human with a normal brain doing normal brain things. And now it's time for your questions. Let's see what our listeners have sent in. And the first question is from Rachel, who asks, is it normal to cry when taking down the Christmas tree? Well, Rachel, absolutely. You spend weeks turning your living room into a Pinterest board, and now it's going back to looking like a living room. Totally normal. Plus, research says nostalgia is actually emotional and physically felt. So yes, tears are allowed. Bonus points if you blame the pine needles. The next question is from Helen, who says, my house still has decorations up from last year. At what point am I celebrating early versus giving up? Well, if the decorations bring you joy, keep them. If they haunt you, take them down. If there's an inflatable Santa that's been lying face down in the yard for 10 months, maybe it's time to intervene. And our final question's from Kerry, who asks, how do I stop eating like it's Christmas? Well, step 1, forgive yourself. Step 2, hide the cookies or give them away. Step 3, stop accepting chocolates from relatives. This step is optional but ambitious. And step 4, remember, food habits shift naturally as routine returns. No need to panic or punish yourself. Let's take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. And remember, the holidays don't define you. Quiet doesn't mean empty, and you're allowed to enter the new year gently, without pressure to reinvent yourself. You're doing just fine. Thank you for listening to Matters of the Mind. If this episode made you smile, helped you feel seen, or convinced you to rescue last year's inflatable Santa from the lawn, please share it with a friend or loved one. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, January is just December's quieter cousin.